You're listening to 91 Reasons, a journey into the twisted landscape of pop culture. Keep your hands and arms inside the podcast at all times. And now, the voice, Jeff Tucker.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hi. Welcome back to 91 Reasons.
Hi.
Yeah, it's the best. That's how you gotta open the cell.
Where is that from?
It's from Adventure Time.
Which episode? I don't remember. Hi.
It's from part 2 of the original Litz storyline, where the Ice King runs up to Princess Bubblegum. He breaks through a window and goes, Hi.
Hi, Fred. It's me, the Ice King.
It's spelled 8-A-I.
This happened in real life or a comic book?
In the soap.
How can you spell it?
Because there's gifts online.
Oh, okay.
And storyboard art.
All right, well, who are you?
I'm Austin.
I am Jeff.
Well, actually, I need to correct myself.
Oh, please do.
I'm the Ice King.
You are the Ice King, all right. And who else do we have here?
Rachel.
Luna.
And we just got back from the Long Beach Comic Expo.
Yay!
Which is sometimes called the Long Beach Comic Con or the Long Beach...
I saw it online as both. I'm still confused which one it was.
There may have been 2 events in the same building and we missed one. I'm not really certain. This was a smaller convention held in Long Beach over the weekend. They hold it again in September, so it's twice a year. We got the tickets off of Gold Star.
Is it twice a year? Maybe one of them is the Expo and one of them is the Comic Con.
Yeah.
When the September rolls around, we're going to have to really pay attention to what they call it.
Yeah, they call it the Long Beach Comic Expo Con.
The website called it both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
both.
Anyways.
The Long Beach Expo Con, Comic Expo Con. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And it's a smaller con, like I said. It's in downtown Long Beach at the convention center. We've never been. It was our first time going. We haven't been to the Long Beach Convention Center since it held Wizard World.
I was just going to say we've been, but you're right. That was Wizard World.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Before Wizard World decided to get the hell out of California and not have any more conventions here. Mm-hmm. And by the end, they had moved to the LA Convention Center, and that was the saddest convention I think we've ever been to, right?
Yeah.
I kind of remember it.
No dealers.
Wait, was that the one I met Mark Singer at?
Yes.
Oh, then I remember it.
He was actually working the door.
No, he wasn't.
So, review of Long Beach Comic Con, the Comic Expo. The big thing we can say right off the bat, and that Rachel remarked, was we pulled up to pay for parking, and what did you say to me? It's only $10.
It's only $10. That's the cheapest con parking I think we've ever had.
Yeah, even WonderCon's 15 or 20.
Yeah.
And
it was closed parking, like it's
Comic-Con,
not even a far walk.
we're still making payments on our Comic-Con parking. We have to pay $12 every 3 weeks until Comic-Con to get parking there. I'm kidding, but it sounds reasonable, right? Hello? Yeah, wake up. It's been a long weekend. Mm-hmm. We've had a long weekend I performed Friday night in Hollywood. We got right back up Saturday morning to go to the con, so it's been very, very busy. But I had a good time at the con. The biggest compliment I could give was it wasn't oversold. There was plenty of room to
walk down the aisles. You could see the tables without waiting your turn. It was very nice.
I liked how diverse it was. It wasn't settled on one topic.
There was a lot of new people there. Different than...
Well, yeah, you said, wow, there's a lot of people who have never seen this. And you're talking about dealers and...
Vendors, a lot of different vendors.
And I said, well, they can't get into Comic-Con. They can't get into WonderCon.
And that's true, because I actually spoke with quite a few of them. I was curious, and I got the same story from all of them. I can't get into WonderCon. I can't get into Comic-Con. So
yeah, it takes a lot of hoops to jump through to go to those.
We're lucky that we're in at WonderCon.
I like not stopping from the same 5 people. I mean, I always go to Wheel of Fine, but other than those booths, there's always that guy with the Minecraft stuff. The
Minecraft guy wasn't there.
No,
the Wheel of Fine wasn't there.
No, the usable.
I was shocked.
Not there.
Most of the Tower of T-shirts wasn't there. It was a lot of different We were shocked. Like Geeky Mamas had a booth, and it was massive.
Yeah, they had a pretty good location.
I don't understand how they make money. I don't understand the Geeky Mama business model. Because I never...
They're collectible toys or they're clothing that they've...
I don't see anybody ever buying any of that stuff. You go in the store, because we've got one right by us in the mall, and it looks like a collectible toy shop circa 1998. And God bless them, they make money, but I don't know how. I don't know.
The problem is the prices, how expensive
it's expensive. They don't carry anything that interests me. They don't have reaction figures or...
They don't carry anything new.
Any of the stuff I collect.
I'm kind of shocked
what they do with their old clothes. It's creative.
It's very much like a 98 toy store or an older toy store because despite trying to cater to a nostalgic audience, they only have 90s stuff, with the exception of Nika. I assume they have some sort of deal with Nika because there's a lot of Nika.
Yeah, a lot of Nika, right.
There's zero Funko. No pop vinyls.
No Funko. Not a lot of really vintage toys at all.
I've noticed that you can't escape.
You keep banging the table off. You're just intent on like doing a conga line through here.
You can't escape Funko in this con. Every booth has Funko.
Well, I think we saw the saturation point at this con of pop vinyl.
Yeah.
Other than the ones you bought, Rachel, I didn't see anybody buying pop vinyl. I think that's dead.
They overmarketed it. There's too many of them. They're everywhere.
I think it's a cute collection. I just don't collect it, one, because you hate it so much, so I don't want to hear
It's not that I hate it. I just don't understand it.
They're cute.
But they don't
you can
look...
buy from every movie, TV show you've ever liked.
But they don't look like... They look like little aliens that have dressed up as characters that you might know. That's why I don't like it. It's not a lot of effort put into these things.
I've always just liked vinyl. It's always just like plastic.
It's a smooth aesthetic. I totally get what it is.
I like it because when you put it on a shelf, it looks expensive and cute. And the amount of characters you can have in it is impressive.
Yeah.
The amount of characters you can have.
I think they're like Beanie Babies. I think that the market's going to drop out, and we're going to see these things at thrift stores everywhere as people chuck them.
I hope so, because then I can finally buy them all.
Yeah, I'll buy them too.
They're so uber mainstream. To me, here it is. I'll tell you. It looks like something you'd buy at the airport.
Yeah.
And that's not anything that I would want. I'm way too fringe for that.
There used to be a really fringe fan base. The people who collected them were really into them, and it was really obscure. But since they've been a mainstream, they're everywhere. You just need a break from them. And they're at every convention booth. And it's gotten to a point now where when you go to a con, it's not what you're going to buy, because you can buy that anywhere. You can go to hotel gift shops and buy them now.
Yeah, well, you said that about Adventure Time. Once it hit the hotel gift shop, it wasn't fun
dead.
anymore.
Yeah.
So it's the same analogy.
It's not like, oh my god, it's an Adventure Time fan. Now it's just everywhere.
So, Long Beach Comic Expo, it was easy to get in. There was no line to get a ticket. We walked right in showing our wristbands. And on the floor itself, there was a healthy mixture of a few actual comic retailers or publishers, a lot of people actually selling comics, which I remarked to you was rare.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see comics for sale. So that was pretty cool. Like, I'm not really into comics, although it was the main thing that I bought, funny enough. They had all the Back to the Future comics because IDW was there, and I was able to just buy them all in a row. Because when I go to the comic book shop, they never have anything that I want Back to the Future-wise. They're always sold out. They never have enough issues. And this was easy. On the way out, I just picked them up and walked out with them. I thought that was really nice. There was a bunch of people selling handmade items, a lot of artists selling their wares, a lot of dealers selling toys of all sorts of various degrees, a handful of Japanese dealers that you like with the imported stuff.
Yes.
And then a pretty healthy, larger section. It's weird because I'm so used to Comic-Con being like the staple, right? But Comic-Con doesn't have a cosplay section, right?
No.
This one had Cosplay Corner, where all the cosplay women and a couple of men were gathered.
That may even change there. That's just gotten so much more popular now that it has its own. Where they used to be scattered around floors of cons, now
it would be comic retailer, toy retailer, cosplay person, artist, da-da-da-da-da. And now you just concentrate them all in one area.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a bunch there that we kind of knew, like Alexandria the Red.
Yeah, I have her on Facebook.
And I didn't recognize anybody.
Phoenix. I have her.
I don't know who Phoenix is.
And the guy cosplayer, I forgot his name now. But he's like the only one out there.
Ivy Doom Kitty, Vivid Vodka.
Yeah, they didn't have tables this time, but they were there.
They were there.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing I have to ask.
Around it.
Oh.
We'll get into why I was in the cosplay section so long, but I noticed Alexandria the Red was wearing a corset and a pair of panties.
But that's her thing. She doesn't do superheroes.
Well, what was she?
Well, I mean, she will.
What was she dressed as?
Jessica Rabbit, which is what I think she was.
I was confused by that.
It's a pink corset and bunny ears. She
didn't have no bunny ears when I saw her. She was wearing a corset and panties.
Different types.
Wait. Pause for a second. She was supposed to be Jessica Rabbit.
Yes, she was.
I
a
was
pink corset and
not
bunny ears.
getting that at all.
Yeah.
She didn't have any.
Well, I know it because I'm her fan on her page.
She was 80%
She is known
nude.
for doing her lingerie. That's what she does.
I don't get it.
She does lingerie. Lingerie.
I love looking at women. I'm an admirer of the female form, but it looked like
if she attends a convention, she'll throw some sort of twist to make it sort of a costume. But she is like every day on her Facebook, daily it is just lingerie. She's just a lingerie model.
But that's an adult convention. This was supposed to be a comic show, so you got to at least try.
She's Jessica Rabbit. You just missed it.
I know. Well, but I mean, you're saying that's the same costume with bunny ears.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I saw the costume. I didn't quite know what it was. If she was holding maybe like a Wadzo Rabbit plushie, but even that's a stretch because you're saying, "Look what I am."
It's just a pink corset.
The guy we saw
wasn't
dressed as Jessica Rabbit looked better.
There was a couple too. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, the couple.
I like the couple.
I just don't understand, like, I'm a cosplay girl, so I'm in lingerie. And you know what? She wasn't the only one. The one directly across from where I was, she had on black booty shorts and a fringed leather jacket.
That's Phoenix.
Was that a costume?
Well, it's just part of her. She's just a Native American goddess.
Native American goddess.
So the fringe makes sense.
Who doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, well,
I don't get it.
Cosplay girls don't wear
here's
pants.
the thing is, they're at a convention. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to, now just around the little drape from her, there was a girl in a full Black Widow, jumpsuit with wig and guns, and I was like, okay, she looks fantastic. But the ones that I was looking at the longest were not wearing costumes. They were wearing underwear.
That's part of the problem is, like, it's not much of a costume, and it's more just like, well, I look hot, so I don't have to do much work to my costume.
I think they feel they're already a character, like they're a person now, so they don't have to.
Oh, see, no.
That would
be like you paying money to go see Adele, and Adele just doing like a meet and greet or jokes. But no, I'm saying you have to do the thing that you do.
Well, like Tracy Hines is my favorite cosplayer, but I don't expect her to be a mermaid every time I see her at a booth. At the last event, she was just in this cute little black goth outfit as Tracy Hines.
Oh man, that's disappointing.
Because she's a name now.
If I was a cosplayer and I was known for Pacific Con, you show up in that costume, body paint and all.
And here's the thing.
That's what the con's about.
I don't think I've ever seen her in person as the Little Mermaid, which is what she does.
I don't think the guy cosplayers, and there aren't that many, I don't think they could get away with that. That guy the guy who dressed as Harley Quinn as a guy was only getting attention because he was dressed as Harley Quinn as a guy.
I see him as like fairies, and he's on
right.
I see him dressed up all the time.
That was a great costume.
Here's what I'm saying is, if he walked out from around his booth wearing a jock strap and a tank top, you would call the authorities. You'd say, you need to put some clothes on. It's just weird that there's this double standard.
No, it's just that there's not a market. There's not enough men in it to be a market.
How come the Jake Ingles cosplayers always get it, Hoss, man?
It's a double standard. It's because of this. Everybody likes looking at a pretty girl. Men like it. Gay men like looking at it. Women, lesbians, everybody likes looking at a pretty girl. A pretty guy, he's got to be really good looking to get away with it. He's got to be built, cut, shaved down, and beautiful to get away with it.
That does
a good example.
That's the only guy
a good example.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and that's what I'm saying. That if that guy walked out in a Speedo, you'd go, I'm gonna take my picture with him.
Yeah.
But if
I did,
there you go.
Wow. Like Thor.
Remember,
if I walked out in a swimsuit, like a really tiny, people would just vomit.
Remember when 300 got popular, and then there were like all these naked men running around the car?
Yeah. And we're like, sir, 300 refers to the number of soldiers, not your weight. So put something on. Put something on.
Now, the guy Harley Quinn cosplayer did get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And that was a very good cosplay.
It wasn't very good.
I've never seen that one.
It wasn't the best. The best guy cosplay I saw was Mugatu. that guy looked like Will Ferrell.
He did.
He was
Oh,
hysterical.
I saw a Will Ferrell guy.
Oh
yeah.
my God, from Zoolander.
I
He
don't know,
looked
I'm gonna give a shout out to the
amazing.
Pee Wee Herman guy. He even did the laugh in the pose.
Yeah,
for me.
we've seen him before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. Pee Wee guy. What other good cosplay did you see, Austin?
David Bowie.
David
three
Bowie. That was the
versions.
best one of the kind.
Those girls rocked it.
There were 3 girls that decided to do different stages
different
of Bowie.
outfits.
Yeah, that was very
Ziggy
clever.
Jareth and 70s Bowie in a suit.
Yes.
Yeah. And they look great.
Yep.
And they were all thin and tall and lanky and could pull it off.
Yeah, they had his
There,
build.
there wasn't a one of them that you were like, I don't think so. No. No, they
Well,
look,
David Bowie was never really black. I mean,
He really did like the black community.
yeah,
though.
but you know what?
Yes, he did.
He
But
really
you know
did.
what? I looked at that black girl and was like, she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
If the cosplay is good, you really don't notice.
yeah.
You know, ethnicity, color, or gender. If the cosplay is really good. Now, let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask this. We're going to have some cosplay people on the show eventually, and I'm going to ask this question. Why do the guys want to dress up as girls? Because here's what I asked. Now, the guy who dressed as Roger Rabbit, who dressed as Jessica Rabbit, and his girlfriend was Roger Rabbit, they were having a goof. Because that guy looked like he could kill you. Did you see that guy?
No.
He was so built. He looked like a bodybuilder. But then a family walked by where they had a baby. It was a couple. The little baby was dressed as Jane from Firefly, and she was dressed as somebody from Firefly, and the dad was dressed as Kaylee in the jumpsuit that you like.
I didn't see that.
I was like, he could be the captain. I don't understand. I didn't get it.
I didn't see
And maybe I'm completely oblivious as to why this is a thing.
Great costume.
What I'm noticing is
Easiest one to wear.
the reason why gender-bent cosplay is getting more popular in the male community. Look at what's popular in the guy cosplay community. Deadpool, Star-Lord, and female characters.
I'll give you that. I wouldn't want to be any of them.
Those 3. And I think the reason is because people want to run around and dance with their costume. And there's too many male characters now that are just kind of stoic and boring. People want an excuse to dance and goof off.
Yeah,
so
but
Harley
Austin,
Quinn is an excuse for that.
You're giving a lot of credit, because I would ask, how many cosplayers have we met that I go up to and try to engage them as the character, and they have no idea what I'm talking about? Or they get mad. Like, remember that Biff guy was like, look, I've had enough.
Yeah.
And he just walked away. So, I don't know. The other thing I would say about cosplay is if you're gonna dress down or dress sexy to the con, then, own it. Whatever you've got and you're showing off to the world, just own it. Because I saw 2 or 3 girls, young girls, probably 19, 20, dressed as full bodysuit Harley Quinn, who were doing everything they could to hide. They were carrying bags and standing up against poles and sheltering and hey, look, you wore this. I didn't wear that. You decided to leave the house like this.
You gotta do a test on the costume and is this something I'm comfortable with?
Oh, definitely. You should wear it all day. Go to the supermarket and see what happens.
Yeah, you have to be comfortable with ordering food and walking up.
When you show up at the con, it's the red carpet, man. It's on.
And if it's a character that wears something revealing towards that character, you just have to say, is this something I want to do? But then if you take a character, go out of your way to make the character sexy, and then sigh about it, I'm a bit confused to why you did that in the first place.
How many Deadpools and how many Harley Quinns did we see?
Too many.
Yeah, too many.
And like I said, people want an excuse to be a joke at cons, to dance around and get away with it. So that's why they have Deadpool and Harley Quinn.
The other one we saw the most of was Kylo Ren from Undercover Boss.
There was a lot of that.
You didn't even know who it was.
I didn't
Matt
know
the
who that was.
technician.
Wait, that is Kylo Ren as an undercover boss?
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Yeah,
No idea.
Adam Driver. I'll show it to you. There were at least a dozen.
There was a lot of it in
At least
Alley.
you probably didn't even notice it because it's such a weird costume.
There was so much out of that in Artist Alley, too.
Yeah, that's really taken a whole new thing, man. I don't get it.
Left shark? How many left sharks?
There were a lot of left sharks, and they weren't cheap too. They were official, expensive left shark
There's
mascots.
only 2 Velmas. And I was told I was better than the other one quite a few times on the floor.
It's not a competition. Please, no wagering.
She wasn't friendly. I tried to talk to her. She wasn't friendly.
We saw 2 little kids dressed as Attack on Titan, right?
Those kids were amazing.
Rocked it. They were,
But they
for
were
their
Attack on
age,
Titan.
they were amazing. Like, they got their
But
costumes.
they need a better taste in anime.
It's popular.
I think they were great.
It's popular.
I watched half of Attack on Titan. I gave it a chance. It's just I didn't like
And
it.
everybody loved Josie. She was a hit.
If you had to, Josie went as Kylo Ren. If you had to pick one cosplay that you liked, Austin, what would it be?
The Bowies were the best.
The Bowies.
Yeah.
Luna.
I don't know. I have to think.
You think? Rachel.
Bowies.
The Bowies. Now, see, if I had to pick one that I thought was the best, it would be Linz Stanley, who was dressed as Harley Quinn.
Yes.
So our friend Lindsay Stanley was there. She had her own booth in Cosplay Corner. In fact, she was the corner of Cosplay Corner. And I remarked to her how lucky she was because not only did the booth she have come with extra storage, but a power strip as well, which you never get at a con.
No.
But she was there dressed as the brand new Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn. And her friend was dressed as Esmeralda. And then the other girl was just, I think she was just normally spooky in real life.
Wait,
Right?
The model?
the Queen Harry? That's
She's
because she
one
was the
that
Joker.
She had to get made up in the class, so she wasn't made up yet.
Oh.
You see her come back?
I don't
She
remember.
came back as the Joker.
She
So-
just had the green wig on, so that when she went to the panel, they would make her
They
the
would
Joker.
transform her. We watched all the steps.
Okay. And so, go ahead.
It was. We're gonna talk about the panel.
Well, I was going to say, you guys went to her panel. It was a full hour of cosplay education, and I stayed behind at the booth watching the booth with Josie. So tell us what happened at the panel, and then I'll tell you what happened at the booth.
Oh, the panel was a tutorial on makeup,
And let's first start with the fact that this was her first ever class, and she was worried anybody would even show up. And there was standing room only. She filled every seat, turned people away. I mean, people couldn't even get in. It was so crowded. She did amazing. It was a full house.
It was a very enjoyable panel. I learned a lot, and I'm glad I went.
Austin took a lot of notes. She was really great. She gave out pamphlets that she had marked each section to go through each step of how to do the process to become the Joker. And that way you could write notes off to the side. She gave out pins to everybody. And it was really like an educational class. It was amazing. I learned makeup things that I didn't know. And I learned like products of a couple things I must go buy now after going to that class.
Did
So-
you learn that if you're going to commit to the makeup, Sharpies are okay?
No, what are you talking
That's
about?
true. You just Sharpie up your face.
No, she told us about this
No,
great
no,
marker.
no.
You can
There's
go to
this
Ulta
great
and
marker.
buy. Yeah. No.
Sharpie. Isn't that a Sharpie?
No.
No. How many people were at the demonstration?
I would say 30 probably.
Yeah,
About
you
30. It could only fit about 30.
She filled it. I mean, it could only hold what it could hold. People kept trying to come in when they seen that there was
It
no
was- it was
seats and all
funny
the wall was full. There
that-
wasn't nowhere to go.
When the panel ended, like these steampunk Star Wars people started flooding the room.
That was the
Steampunk
next
Boba Fett.
class.
We were like, "What's happening?" Oh, next is steampunk Star Wars.
Yeah.
With the steampunk Star Wars people, we're gonna explain how their steampunk Star Wars canon fits perfectly into normal Star Wars canon.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah, when
They're also
Boba Fett went all
show
steampunk.
The premiere of the documentary, how they made the Force Awakens steampunk costumes.
Oh, I can't believe I missed that.
I know, what a shame.
Damn it. So while you guys were at the demonstration, I stayed behind the table, which people walked up and they looked at all of the 8x10s of Lindsay in all her costumes and then looked at me and I said, she's not here. She's at her panel. Here's a flyer if you'd like to go find the panel. Oh. And they were pretty confused as to why I was behind the table, except the one young lady who decided to make the conclusion, and when she said, are you Lindsay's dad? And I said, get out of here. I said, no soup, no cosplay for you. Out of here, Lindsay's dad. And then the chick across the way, the one in the black booty shorts and the fringe jacket, she came over and she got real close to me and she goes, I need to talk to you about the music. And I went, oh no, I'm going to get yelled at by a cosplay chick over the music because they were filming a music video in front of the table for a few minutes. And she goes, your booth was playing music a little while ago, and I wish you would turn it back on because I'm falling asleep. And I said, oh no, you're not going to yell at me. I don't have control of the music. They left. It'll be back on in a minute. So I guess they were playing some techno music because she was nodding off in between signing autographs. What the heck? And in a couple of weeks, we're going to see a cosplay video of What I Like About You on YouTube. I watched them film it right in front of our table with Loki and the Harley Quinn guy. And was that girl next to us a fairy or something? Was that Elf Quest or something? Did you see her?
No.
She was next to me. So the hour went by quick because nobody talked to us. So Josie and I just made fun of people. We videotaped a guy who literally stood in front of our table for 15 minutes licking an ice cream cone. Notice I didn't say eating an ice cream cone. He was licking it to his very much enjoyment. And you know what? I videotaped it because it was so disturbing. And I just kept going. Like, he's got to leave at some point. And as soon as the camera came on, he didn't know I was filming. He just sort of licked his way out of frame. And it was like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? It was very bizarre. So you guys came back and we decided to hit the floor a few more times.
Shout outs.
Oh yeah, Linz Stanley. LINZ Stanley, STANLEY.com. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can even book her for special events. So if you have a birthday party and you want Wonder Woman to come to your party, this is the way to go. I am going to hire her. I'm going to have Wonder Woman at my party. How about that?
Perfect.
Won't that be great? And we watched Austin in Cosplay Corner drool over the Evil Ted booth who sold brains, dead babies, severed hands, and sparkly mermaid tails.
Yeah, you gotta have one of those sparkly mermaid tails.
Yeah, what are you going to do with that?
Wear it around the house.
But once you wear it, you can't go anywhere.
Flop about.
About.
It's a wheelchair.
He's a wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's so much good stuff to buy because you can't decide. Oh my God, they have custom mermaid tails, but then they also have really pretty deer horns, and then they have cat paws,
Yeah.
Which is what you bought.
So
what I bought.
what did you end up buying?
animal paws.
Animal
Orange
paws.
tabby
Owen's animal
cat
paws.
Why?
I couldn't exactly afford the mermaid tail or the antler ears, so cat paws it is.
Cat paws
I
it
love them.
is. Yeah, and then those were $15, which was a good deal.
Yes.
And the same booth, Rachel bought the most expensive stuffed animal I have ever seen.
Dead Bowie. That's what we named him.
She bought a cat that appears to be sleeping.
No, he's dead.
He's dead. It's a dead cat plush.
Yes.
We'll have
Dead
to put
Bowie.
we'll have to put a picture of it on the
He's
page.
so cute. He's floppy and soft and dead, and he's just adorable. And we named him Dead Bowie because we thought it was
$35
He was a must.
$35
Once I held him, he wasn't going back on that
for
table.
an unlicensed, generic cat plush of a cat asleep.
Yes.
That was very strange.
No, that's Dead Bowie. He'll be with us forever.
That's the same price that I paid for my alpaca cube, so I felt like you could have done more with the money.
No way.
Buy an alpaca
Each
cube.
Go on
purchase
that cat and tell me that it wasn't a good purchase.
alpaca cube.
Yeah?
Each purchase equally useless. So I found a booth that had Biff Bang Pow Flash Gordon figures, which are comparable to Reactions. So I bought two of those because it was buy two, get one free. And for my free item, we got Josie a Kylo Ren lightsaber, which we could barely get down the aisle without people taking a picture of her.
Yeah, she's popular.
She was very popular. We swapped out the mask because the mask that came with the costume was for an adult in a kid-sized costume. Didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, most kids are a lot bigger than Josie for that age.
The costume
group.
fit her.
Yeah.
So just kids have bigger heads than her?
Yeah, they're like, most kids are like Pez dispensers.
But Josie is petite.
But it worked out well because the cheapo mask they sell at Target has better eye holes.
Yeah, I liked it better.
And she could actually see. That was a lot of fun. So we walked around the thing again and again and again. Rachel had to track down at different dealers a pop vinyl set.
Yes, I needed it. Because there's nothing else to buy. If there was anything else, X-Files, I would have bought it. But all they sell is pop vinyl figures, so...
Which you bought.
Yes.
So those were nice.
And a necklace that someone made.
Luna, what did you buy?
Buttons.
You bought a
He did
blind...
a grab bag.
Yeah. Anything worth telling in there?
No, well, you got a lot of buttons.
You get 10 for $5.
Isn't there
Okay.
some stuff you
Normally
like?
2 or 3
There was
bucks a
like
piece.
Harry Potter and... There was a few
Yeah.
things that was his taste.
Josie had her portrait done as a sloth.
Yes, that was adorable.
That was cute.
It's just like her. It's
We
on the wall.
we kept the guy's business card, but we can't find it.
He's such
So
a nice guy. He's based out of England. This was his first ever American convention.
Wow.
I know I feel horrible that we didn't get his name, but he's an artist and he's doing coloring books and like adult ones that are popular now. Some really great coloring books. The pictures are awesome.
we like to give money to people who are offering a weird service like that. It was $4, and you
support local artists.
Support local artists,
Yeah.
and you get a unique item out of it. So
Yeah.
if we find that, I will put it in the show notes on the Podomatic page and on Facebook. I also bought a very cool wooden box that looks like a book, and the cover is the handbook for the recently deceased from Beetlejuice, and that was from a guy called artofdave.com. His name is Dave Warner. Hey, tip Dave, write your name so we can see it, because I can't see your name, but I can see graphic design. Do you see that? His name is above graphic design, but you can't read it.
What are you talking about? You can read it fine.
Okay.
What?
Can you read Dave Warner above graphic design?
Oh yeah, no, it's because it's such a dark color.
It's dark blue.
He should have did his name in white and graphic design in blue.
He had a lot of laser etched items like Firefly and Star Trek and some Pokemon stuff. But it just, for something so unique, it's just really nice. I enjoy that. And since I collect anything related to Winona Ryder, there's nothing you can buy. Zero. So that's pretty much it. What else do we buy? Anything else? The Back to the Future comics. We had dinner. We had lunch at the con, which was
We never do because it's so expensive.
It was very expensive,
but it was one of the best lunches I've had ever.
Yeah, it was
It
good.
was worth every penny.
It was a grilled chicken sandwich with bacon and cheese and chips and drinks. It was very nice. We had a good time, and we didn't have to leave the con to do it.
It was very soothing because it was right at the convention. It was really relaxing, and it wasn't packed
No,
of
it
angry
wasn't
nods
busy.
like
It was very
Comic-Con.
nice. And
Yeah.
the staff in there were so friendly
I
and
mean-
accommodating to our picky kids that have to have everything plain.
Even if you go to Comic-Con and I'm going to spend the money to eat at the con. You eat at what is it, Mickey and Lou's Diner right outside the building. It's still going to be packed of people.
Yeah,
And it's going to
yeah.
be hour-long
Well,
waits.
Comic-Con's a whole different animal than this.
Yeah. Speaking of different animals, my cat paws.
Oh, your cat paws. He's wearing them right now.
They're well worth the money.
What do you do with that?
I don't know. I just wear them.
You look like Captain Kirk when his hand swells up
Wow.
in Star Trek: The Reboot.
You think if I play video games with this, I'll be better with the
You
kids?
couldn't play anything with that. You could even play catch with that.
Wow.
So, we actually called it quits about 5 o'clock because we were so exhausted, even though it was open till 7. They had some cool vehicles out front. They had Herbie, Jurassic Park, 2 different kinds of Knight Rider cars, right? That was a lot of fun. Outside, the cosplay people were in high gear at the very end with Harley Quinns. And what was that Snow White girl supposed to be?
I'm not so
I think she was like a
Snow White.
Renaissance Snow White.
Renaissance or some sort of flavor of Snow White.
Yeah.
There seems to be a trend, and it's not anything new, but people want to come up with their own cosplay where they cross different things and mash up, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you, your cosplay shouldn't be a puzzle. I shouldn't have to stare at
I
you
saw
and
the
go,
Belle, Jedi Belle. She's a Jedi.
Jedi Belle.
She was there.
why is that a thing? Belle's not a Jedi.
Star Wars and
is Disney now.
together.
But Belle reads books.
I see Stormtrooper Snow White a lot too.
Why?
Uh,
I'm a purist. I
They're
don't...
obviously a Star Wars fan, and they're a girl, so of course they want to do the girly take on it. And Snow White's their favorite one. Like, it's just a mash of what you like.
I like pure cosplay that looks exactly like the one on screen or the comic book or the cartoon. You go, wow, look at the work they put in that to really duplicate
We
it.
saw a cool kid Rocketeer.
Yeah, and he
There,
looked
put a
just
lot
like the
of money
movie.
in his
Yeah.
costume.
And I do sort of agree with you to an extent because sometimes the crossovers, I didn't know what that Snow White was. I don't know.
No, you don't know what it is. Like, you get that the colors are Snow White, but the intent is lost on me. I don't understand. Belle's not a Jedi. Like, I saw in a picture slave Harley Quinn instead of slave Leia. Like, what is this?
What amazes me is how popular Velma is. I just don't get it from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, it's...
I wear it because it's a comfortable costume, It's easy to wear, and it's recognizable. People love it.
Everybody knows
You can't walk
Scooby-Doo.
a foot without someone. Velma, Zoinks, Zink, like
Jinkies, yeah.
I don't know. I just got something yelled at me like every 2 feet and stopped for pictures. I don't get stopped for pictures of anything but that costume.
Well, because you look like her.
But my hair was wrong this time. It didn't even matter.
Guys don't look at hair. It doesn't matter. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. But it does speak to purity. You didn't do zombie ravaged Velma.
Version, no.
You didn't do slave Velma or Boba Velma. None of that, right?
No.
I don't get it. Maybe I'm just old. I don't get it. You do the character the way the character's supposed to be done, or something clever. What did I say the best costume was, Luna? I said a guy walked by and I said he wins. He was ridiculous Snape.
Oh, yeah.
It was Snape as
he
the
was
grandma.
good.
And that was so unbelievably brilliant because it reminded me of the movie. It was actually kind of hard to figure out what he was until you figured it out, but it was totally canon. And the other costume I really liked, we saw from afar, and that was the two girls running around as Road to El Dorado. And their facial hair was perfect. Their colors were perfect. Their chummy gayness was perfect, and it was fantastic.
There was an X-Files couple, and they were really cute because they had like a 3-year-old son who's Spider-Man, and everyone kept asking for their pictures, but of course nobody wants their kid in the picture. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the best friend's job, I watched him do it repeatedly, was to take the kid and distract him so mom and dad could pose for a picture without him in it.
Why didn't they dress the kid as an alien?
I don't know. It drove me crazy. I'm like, poor kid. I told them because I took their picture, X-Files fan, and, of course, best friend jumped right in. Over here, little Scotty, give mom and dad a minute, over here.
Well,
I'm like, he can be in the picture, I don't care.
You've had kids. So they probably said, oh my gosh, we'll make the kid an alien. And the kid said, I'm going to be Spider-Man. And you don't get to fight.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it goes because you don't want to fight.
What happened because they were too into it not to have thought of that.
The funniest moment I had, you guys weren't there for it. It was one of the cosplay girls was dressed as Elsa, and she had her daughter with her.
Oh, that's one of Lindsay's friends.
And the girl dressed as Elsa turned to her daughter and she goes, are you ready to go? Because I just want to go. And the daughter was like, I want to stay and have more fun. And Elsa was like, can we just leave now? And I was like, why did you put all that on if you're just going to leave?
She's there just to pose for pictures. She's a cosplay person. She's one of Lindsay's friends.
But you can't make money or pose for pictures if you leave.
She's not into it like, I'm at the con to have fun with my kid.
Yeah, well then
she
why
was
go?
Bringing kid to work with her.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That really sucks. There were a lot of kids there. A lot of parents who can't get their kids into Comic-Con, they go to cons like this. And that's really great to see. You want to see a lot of kids at the con. As good a time as Josie had dressed as Kylo Ren, she didn't want to go.
She doesn't do conventions. We just make her, poor girl.
Which is hilarious to be born in this family and not want to go to cons. But that's the way it goes. They had giant screens in the back playing video games. They had a full-scale laser tag thing set up. They had a huge section honoring and letting you play tabletop games, to which I never saw anybody at. Can we just let the tabletop thing go?
Tabletop.
Tabletop means board game. They call them board games tabletop now.
You mean like card games? And
like Magic the Gathering or Star Wars Risk or whatever it is. But they have a huge section devoted to it, and there's nobody. That girl was desperate to get somebody in there.
You can't call it board games. You have to call it tabletop gaming.
Tabletop gaming at cons is dead. Tabletop gaming is for, I'm at home, I have friends, they're drinking beer and having fun.
Yeah.
Not at a con. There's too much to do. What am I going to do? Play a 6-hour game of Monopoly at a convention?
I guess you're right.
You got to play some of those role-play ones that take a day's worth of setup and then 8 hours of gameplay.
That's crazy.
Multi-night experience.
Did you see the new thing on social media? You've heard of cat shaming and dog shaming? Mm-hmm. Where they put a picture, a sign next to the cat that's like, I tear up things and puke or whatever. They have dice shaming. It's a picture of a dice and it says, I let my owner go up a mountain and then I rolled a 2 and he died. Dice shaming, Austin.
I've seen it with Pokemon too.
Yeah, Pokemon shaming.
Generic favorite characters, like Kylo Ren shaming.
That's really funny. So, any last thoughts on... You would go again, but you would go to any con.
We'll go to any con.
Yeah, you'd go to Frank & Sons every week if we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go there once, you're like, oh, okay, I've seen everything.
Yeah.
No. I got a really cool no-face bank last time.
Every aisle is the same sports card.
A no-face bank that
No
you
face
almost
bank.
bought, and I bought first.
Yeah, I'm just going to take it from you. Take yours.
No.
You'll want something eventually. You'll want to eat, and I'll just take it
Do
and trade.
we plan on
What is
going
he
to the
gonna
Frank
do?
and Son Stan Lee Con next month?
I have no
That
idea.
was-
Are they
Weekend.
doing it?
That was this weekend, wasn't it?
No, they gave us flyers at the con.
That's a flyer I was handed 10
Yes,
times and I never
yes.
looked at
That
one.
guy,
You
that
threw it
guy
away,
walked
Bob.
up and just kept handing you flyers.
March 12th, I believe.
I knew it was for Frankenstein's, but I thought it was just advertising to go to
it's the Stan Lee
Frankenstein's.
Con. That's when they have cosplayers show up and do a masquerade at the show. We did that 2014.
I remember that. I didn't know it was so
Is
long.
Ivy Doom Kitty going to be there?
I would assume so.
Because I don't want to go.
I just remember parking
I'm
was
just
horrible.
kidding.
We had to bus over and it was
Yeah.
horrible.
You had to bus over?
We took
Yeah.
the bus and the parking lot
I
was
wasn't
so
there.
packed.
That wasn't there.
Oh,
either.
I didn't go. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it just Bob and Austin?
Yeah, it was just.
You started the day with us because we were on the bus with the guy who was in love with Ivy Doom Kitty. We had to hear him talk about how he flew in for her, just for her. Weren't you on the bus with us in the morning?
No,
in the
it
shuttle?
was just me and you, Mom.
It was?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, I know, yes, I know what you're talking about.
You started out, you
Yeah.
drove us there, parked
Yeah,
the car, we
a bus,
shuttled
a
over.
shuttle. How do you remember
shuttled
that? You
back.
don't know what you had for dinner yesterday.
I don't know.
Wait,
Oh
what
my
did we have?
God.
Day, Bob.
I don't know, that's not the point.
Oh, my
I
God.
remember because it was hell. The line was long,
Mom-
the buses didn't know what they were doing.
Last
They
night's
didn't have
dinner
enough
was at a friend's
parking.
house.
It
Remember?
was Christmas or something, right? I had to work.
No, it wasn't Christmas.
How do you not remember last night's
I
dinner?
didn't get to go. I didn't get to go.
You didn't go at all?
No, I had a play.
Well,
or
we didn't do an
That's right, it
episode,
was
so I
March.
don't
You went to the
remember.
play.
Maybe we did an
Spring
episode.
play.
I don't.
Oz,
Well, I've lost control of the show.
It
All
was
right.
the spring play, so it was March.
Let's wrap the show up here.
Oh, wait, Mom.
Any last words on Long Beach, Austin?
What did you have for dinner last night? Can you guess?
Remember.
What you had? You had. It was a whole deal. Remember?
Okay, it has nothing to do with the show, Austin.
We had lasagna at the West House.
Yes.
She doesn't remember.
Yes, I do.
Wrap up Long Beach.
Long Beach Comic Con. A lot of fun. It definitely has that small con feel, and it won't be as crazy as the bigger cons. If you've never been to a convention before, this is a great one to try out.
It would be a lot of fun if you guys paid for yourself. I'll say that because it was expensive to get in. It was not cheap.
Oh.
It wasn't like $5. It was nearly $30 a person.
Oh my God.
So, times that by 5 and you get everything I buy is flavored with I've already paid this much. Plus we ate. Plus we paid for parking. So cons aren't cheap. I'm used to the cons that we go to where they're big, massive cons and there's no freebies at this one. That's the thing. There's nothing of any kind for free. Zero that I can resell to try to offset the cost. So you're out of luck with that. And that's what I look for at a con is how can I defray the costs. There's no exclusives, no nothing. It's not that kind of show. But I knew that going in. So, do you have a good time, Luna? Mm-hmm. Rachel, you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Would you go again?
Yes,
How come we didn't go today?
because I now work Monday through
Tired.
Friday, and I'm
We could have
exhausted.
motored down there today and gone again with our wristbands.
But we shared the wealth and paid it forward and gave it to two different sets of people that both went, right? And had a great time.
That's
So
right.
It was worth it.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up. So check out Long Beach Comic Expo or Long Beach Comic Con this September. We're going to try to go again. I keep trying to work press passes and do interviews and promote the show, but the guy who runs it is pretty busy, so maybe he'll get back to me after this, after we've talked about it for nearly an hour, right? All positive. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Great time.
Really good time. Great time?
Yes.
Good time?
Yeah.
Great time? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips. All right, thanks for listening. Leave us a review on iTunes. Blah, 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 blah. Show plug, show plug. I'm Jeff Tucker. I'm joined by...
Austin.
Rachel?
Luna.
Try it again.
Rachel?
Luna.
Rachel?
Austin.
Dr. Scott.
Oh my God.
Yes, and together we are 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?
Okay, so we finished the whole episode, and we totally forgot the funniest thing at the con. We didn't talk about it. You have no idea what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a thing at this con that wasn't at any con we've ever been to, and it was Cotton Candy Man. Explain what Cotton Candy Man is.
I don't know how to explain it. Guy walking around, his both arms were full of popcorn he was trying to sell. He was also selling cotton candy. So he just put a big pallet of cotton candy on his head.
Yeah, so he's
balancing
got
it around the con.
both arms loaded with at least 6 bags, big bags of popcorn. And on his head, a big piece of wood with cotton candy stuck all the way around, like the brim of a hat. And he would talk. He'd walk around, he wouldn't look at you, he would just go, cotton candy, popcorn, cotton candy, popcorn. And we love this man so much, we adopted him, and now he lives with us. And he has, did you see anybody? We saw people buying the cotton candy. How do you sell the, do you, bend down, or? Because both his hands were full. It was really unusual, because it was on his head. Uh-huh. He was balancing, and we just were like, okay, it raises so many questions. How do you get this job? How do you train for this job? How much cotton candy is lost getting him up to speed on the job?
You have to balance books on your head.
Yeah. It was so bizarre. And of all places, it wasn't like he was at a park. He's at a con where there's millions of people walking through the aisle, and he's like, woo, woo, no one touched the cotton candy. It was amazing. We should have bought some just because. Right?
Yeah.
Instead, what did we buy? We went to a strange place and bought Starbucks. What we always buy.
No, we didn't. I didn't get Starbucks.
No, they didn't make your Starbucks.
No, and then I didn't get water, which is really sad. And I went a long time without water.
So, we're going to dedicate this episode to Cotton Candy Man.
God bless your soul.
Because between work and home, he knows how to balance things. And we really honor him, and we pay tribute to him. And somewhere in the night, the Cotton Candy Man is balancing it on his head at the ATM and taking his wife out to dinner and watching TV the whole time with cotton candy on his head. We salute you, Cotton Candy Man.